Hi, Peter Balker here and welcome to today's edition of the Transition Guy. Now today I want to talk about compensating for your team, as this seems to be a topic that's coming up more and more in my coaching discussions. And let's be honest, we've all been there at some stage where we've compensated for our team members. I mean, heck, I've done it myself at various stages of my career. But the questions we've got to ask ourselves is, why is it happening? But more importantly, at what point does it become too much? So let's look at it from the point of view that we take it from a three-question point of view. Number one, why is it happening? And that's what you've got to ask yourself. If you are compensating, or let's say if compensation in your organization is happening, why is it happening? Could it be a skill issue? Are your managers, are your supervisors, are you compensating for your people because they're not quite skilled the way they should be? If so, that's quite an easy fix. Could it be a management issue? Perhaps your managers are not strong enough in getting the best out of their people, in correcting the behavior, and therefore, guess what happens? They compensate for their team. I see that happening so much recently. Or thirdly, is it an ability issue? Is it an ability issue within your managers? Is it an ability issue within your team members? Are they being compensated for because it's that lack of ability? They don't have the ability to do the job, yet we're not doing something about it, therefore we compensate. Or could it be something else? Could it be just bad habits that are formed? We've got used to compensating. Therefore, instead of sort of changing our habits, we just stay in the habits. Could it be the fact that we're lazy? Is there an element of laziness there? We're just tolerating it, we're accepting it because we're unwilling to put in the extra effort needed to stop compensating. Could it just be the easy option? Well, for many people, it is just the easy option. Do you know what? I'll just sort it out myself, but I won't deal with the issue. I'll kick the can down the road. Number two, how? How much is it actually costing the business? That's a question that people don't often ask. But the reality is, what happens when we compensate? When we compensate, either we end up doing the work ourselves, which means it's costing the business because we're not doing what we've been paid to do, or the other thing is, what we end up doing is hiring extra people. Okay, they're not doing the job, therefore we're going to hire people that can do the job as well. So instead of we bullshit ourselves, that's a capacity issue, when it isn't a capacity issue, it's just we haven't dealt with it, so we just hire more people, which in turn costs the organisation a lot more money, right? And how long are we prepared to tolerate it for? That's the other question you've got to ask yourself. At which point does the straw break the camel's back? And that's something that you've got to look at. And normally the toleration is normally linked to sort of financials. How long can you afford to tolerate it for? Then number three, what? What needs to happen for this to be resolved? Look, if you're compensating, you're having these compensating questions, there's obviously an issue in the organisation. And really, you've got to fix it so it stays fixed. So the question's going to be, what do you need to do to fix it? And that's not necessarily an easy conversation to have. Because when we talk about fixing it, it may well be that we have to let some people go. We may have to discipline some people along the way. And these are things that many people feel uncomfortable with. But at the end of the day, compensation is normal. However, there is a point where it can no longer be tolerated. And you've got to work out for yourself what that point is. Now, if anything I've discussed today resonates with you, you want to discuss this in further detail, you may have a question, you can either head over to balker.com and get in touch, or you can put the question in the question section and I will get around to answering it for you. But more importantly, if you've had value out of today's episode, please share it with other people that you know will get value. Please like it, leave some comments, give me some feedback. And I thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. And finally, remember, failing to learn is learning to fail. Please stay safe.